No need for it at all. Reasonable foresight, that's all that was necessary. We changed from a primarily agricultural country to an industrial one at the very time the colonies fall into our hands. And what do?
Coffee gets worse every night. Steward?
Absolutely nothing. We pour money down the drain buying our foodstuffs from all over the world instead of developing the empire.
Reardon, you're a doctor. This coffee enough to kill a man, isn't it?
With the obvious result. When we have to pay for a war, we can't pay for our food.
Reardon!
Oh, sorry.
With this coffee. Shocking.
Terrible.
Ah, more coffee.
Yes, sir. Excuse me, Doctor, you forgot to sign your dinner check.
Oh, yeah.
But still, things were coming along quite nicely until Hitler popped up.
He didn't pop up. He was inevitable. Well, war was anyway. What sort of mentality would have precluded the possibility of war?
Anyway, neglecting the empire started long before this government got into power.
Oh, it isn't any specific government I'm blaming. It's our complacent insularism.
Ah, empire.
Allow me, sir.
You're a man once who went to Australia.
Right.
A young Pumphrey. Got into some sort of trouble, packed him off. Back inside a year. Couldn't hit it off with the Australians. Sent him to Canada. No idea what happened to him. Ever met a Canadian?
Yeah, I know Canada well.
Fantastic lingo. Same as Americans, you know. Met a Canadian once. Couldn't understand a word he said. I said, look here, young man. If you're going to stay in the Empire, you'll have to learn how to speak English, you know. Took it quite well.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night. Do you realize that we're living on American dollars, sir? That every mouthful of food we eat costs dollars.
Might get some decent coffee.
Oh, I think so.
Good night, sir.
Taxi. Jetro Hampstead. Good night.
Oh, it's you, sir. This is a surprise. We didn't expect you back for a fortnight.
Torquay's postponed for a few days. An urgent case came up.
We didn't expect you back for a fortnight.
Torquay's postponed. Mrs. Reardon not here yet?
No, sir. Madam said that she might be rather late and that I needn't wait up. Shall I take your coat?
No, don't do that. I'll keep it on for a moment. It's a little chilly.
Very good.
I forget, wasn't someone calling for Mrs. Reardon tonight?
No, sir. Madam left the house alone in a taxi.
I see. Well, you may as well go back to bed, Aitken. I'll wait up for my wife.
Very good, sir. Good night, sir.
Scotch?
Thanks. How about some music?
Lovely.
Brahms, Beethoven. Haven't you got any civilized music around here? Where's that record I gave you last week?
Somewhere there.
Huh, so it is. I have the pleasure, madam?
I'm busy. Oh, there isn't any ice. You silly boy. Look at your tie. Go to head up.
Mother used to tie it. Did it for years.
You're still a baby.
Yeah. So that's why you love me. Maternal instinct coming out.
I'll fetch some ice.
Leave me here all alone?
Let me get the ice. You two carry on. We mustn't be inhospitable to our American cousins, must we?
Clive.
Uh-oh. Hello there, Clive.
Hello, Bill.
Hello.
Bill.
I thought he'd gone away.
He had gone.
Well, he's come back, I guess.
How long has he been in here? Quick think. Did we say anything?
I don't think so. Did we do anything?
No. Bill, keep your head. You took me to the Rakowski concert. Margaret couldn't go, so I asked
Who's Margaret?
you. Never mind about that. You understand?
Yeah, okay.
Afterwards, we had some oysters at the Savoy, the grill. We didn't dance.
Why not?
For heaven's sake, don't argue. He doesn't like me dancing with other men.
Oh, Clive, can I help? I see you've managed.
Yes, I've managed. Thanks all the same.
Why did you come back, darling?
I changed my mind. What did I want with a holiday, I asked myself. A holiday away from my beautiful wife. Your drink, my dear. And here's yours, Bill.
Thanks.
And here's mine. Do sit down, please. No, over there on the sofa. That's the idea. Well, good luck.
Cheers.
By the way, Margaret couldn't go to the concert after all, so...
So you went.
Yes.
Well, Bill happened to phone about something or other just after Margaret rang off, so...
So I got me a free seat.
Did you enjoy the concert?
Oh, swell.
He played everything I love.
Many there?
Overflowing, I'd say.
I was standing at the back.
Remarkable. So you saw the house full to overflowing?
Sure. What of it?
Really remarkable. And you, my dear, heard your favorite music played, interpreted by Rakowski.
Some of it, yes.
Really remarkable imagination. Such is the power of the master musician, even if he isn't there. You see, there was no concert tonight. It was cancelled. Rakowski was taken to a nursing home half an hour before the performance was due to begin. Yes. I, too, am sitting here wondering what I'd say in either of your positions. But no, I can't think of anything either.
Bill, please go.
Yes, I guess if you'll pardon me.
Good night, Bill.
Good night, Storm. I don't know what to say.
But I know what to say. Sit down.
Put that gun
Wait a
away.
minute,
Put it away
Clive,
at once.
Sit down. Both of you. Well, Bill?
Well, you're right, Clive. We didn't go to the concert. We went to the Savoy for a bite to eat. The grill. We didn't dance.
I was starving, as usual.
You know the way she gets.
Yes, I know the way she gets.
I'm afraid it's all my fault. I persuaded Storm to skip the concert.
Savoy? The grill, please. I'd like to speak to Tony. Bill, you will now see British diplomacy at its best. They must be busy. Listen to the buzz. Is that you, Tony? Good evening. This is Dr. Clive Redden speaking. How are you? Fine, thanks. I finished a case a little earlier than I expected, and I told my wife I'd try and join her later if I could. But I very stupidly forgotten where she said she was going. Is she in the grill by any chance? She'd be with that nice young American. Mr. Cronin, Mr. Bill Cronin. No. Have they been there tonight? Not? Oh, well, I'll try somewhere else. Thanks so much. Goodbye. Tony sends his regards to you, my dear. Well, Bill, how was that?
Oh, for heaven's sake, stop this ridiculous nonsense. I'm going to bed. Good night, Bill. I'll see you to the door.
Good night, Clive.
On the sofa. A little putty and a touch of paint, and you'll never notice it. So, you were not at the concert, and you were not at the Savoy.
Let's cut it short, Clive. I feel like an awful heel. I should have come to you in the first place, I know.
Bill,
but,
don't say anything. Anything. Do you understand?
Let's get it over with.
Shut
darling.
up.
Now, who could you be telephoning at this hour of the night?
Hello? Betty? Hello, darling. Storm here. I knew you'd still be up. Well, I saw you, but you didn't see me. At the concert. Well, we were a good way back. I never heard the orchestra in better form. Wasn't Tchaikovsky terrific? Darling, how about lunch on Thursday? All right, I'll ring you Thursday morning for arrangements. Bye.
Very clever, my dear, but too late. I'm sorry, though, you found out tonight. I was so looking forward to you opening the Times in the morning and seeing the criticism of the concert. Do sit down, please. Then I won't have to keep turning my head. Well, now, to sum up the situation, you, Bill, want to tell me something that I know already, and you, Storm, won't let him. Nobody knows what to do. Nobody, that is, except me. I knew what I was going to do yesterday, and the day before that. And every day, right back to the first time you both met. At that cocktail party, remember? Yes. I saw you and Storm laughing and chatting together, and to my long experienced eye flashed the familiar message. Storm's under full sail again. The calm has lifted. You see, I had decided what to do with the next one before you even met my wife. And you, Bill, are the next one. Yes. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill you.
Now, wait a minute, Clive.
Don't be a fool.
He's not a fool. He's not going to shoot me like this in cold blood.
Don't you be so sure. Tell me, are you interested in thrillers and murder stories?
I was until now.
You know, it's a pity I got to kill you because I really quite like you.
Get out.
All right, Storm, give me the gun. Let's call it a day.
No, keep out of this, please.
Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to shoot me?
Get back.
Storm, darling.
Bill, if you want to avoid a scandal, shut up.
That first cocktail party, was it worth it?
And don't try to be funny.
I know exactly how you're feeling, my dear. Your pride is hurt, you've been made to look a fool in front of Bill, and you're dying to shoot me, aren't you? Well, why don't you pull the trigger?
Don't come near me.
But I'm only trying to help you. I'm sure this'll do the trick. I took these out while I was looking at the bullet hole. I knew there was only one way to make a woman withdraw permanently from a situation like this, a direct humiliation. Well, now we're alone together, which is exactly what I'd planned.
You'd planned?
But of course.
You mean you figured all this out?
Oh, but weeks ago. It's part of my perfect murder. You see, Storm mustn't see us go out together. That's why I had to get rid of her.
Clive?
Mm-hmm.
I hope you notice I still call you Clive.
Yes, Bill.
You're not really serious.
Serious?
Yes, you're not going to take a harmless little flirtation seriously, are you?
Ah, but that's the trouble, you see. There have been so many harmless little flirtations. You've heard of the last straw, haven't you, Bill?
Hmm?
Well, you're it.
But you're kidding. All this nonsense about a perfect murder.
I'm afraid not. Would you care for one for the road?
No, thanks. You mean we're going places?
Yes, Bill. We're going places.
Work it out for yourself, my dear fella. 10 million empire acres on which we spend £1 per acre. £1 sterling, mind you. 10 million sterling, right?
Yes.
Bah, call that whiskey?
That's all. 10 million pounds yielding a permanent increase in our food supply as opposed to paying interest, down the drain, mind you, on American loans going to buy Argentine wheat. Am I wrong?
Something wrong with the whiskey nowadays.
But that would take some considerable
Whiskey,
time.
you say. You're so right, sir. That's another example that proves my point. It's dollars all the time, sir. A stranglehold on the empire.
I seem to have read somewhere that America lent us some dollars.
Yes.
Well, there you are. There's no excuse for this rotten whiskey.
Extraordinary business, that.
What?
Still no news of that American fella. Cronin mystery deepens, 5 days missing. No clues at all.
There you are again, you see. We've only got to pick up a London newspaper, one of our own newspapers. And what do we read about? Americans, Americans, Americans.
A lot of fuss about nothing. Perfectly obvious to me what's happened to him.
What's your theory, Colonel?
The fellow's got something to do with this atomic contraption of theirs. Russians have got him.
If you'll excuse me, I must be getting back to Whitehall.
Yes, and even doctors must work.
I hope I haven't given you a wrong impression of him, Doctor. He's a perfectly normal husband in other respects. But this thing, it really seems to have got hold of his mind. I didn't mind Saturday afternoons or even Sunday mornings. But now, every night after his office, it's too much. There he goes with that ridiculous little boat straight to the round pond in Kensington Gardens. And he just plays and plays and plays.
Well, Mrs. Humphreys, from what you've told me, I shouldn't say there's anything abnormal about your husband's behavior.
Be quiet, Monty.
The last patient's with the doctor now, Mrs. Redden.
Oh, thank you. I'll wait a bit. Come on.
I can never thank you enough, Doctor. As you say, it might have been worse. It could have been kites. Oh.
Hello, Monty. He won't hurt you.
You're a wicked, naughty dog. I'll take him.
Well, good afternoon, Mrs. Humphreys.
Oh, good afternoon, Doctor. And thank you again.
Not a bit. Pleasure.
No more patients tonight, Doctor.
That's splendid. Well, you can go then, Miss Stevens.
Thank you.
Well, my dear, what brings you down here?
Can I have some money, please?
How much?
£10. I lost it to Maya at bridge.
Do you want a lift home?
No, thanks. She's outside with her car. By the way, I've had a letter from Bill Cronin.
So you've had a letter from Bill Cronin?
Yes.
When was this?
Just before lunch.
So he's alive, then?
Naturally.
Where is he?
He doesn't want you to know.
May I see the letter?
I've burnt it.
Well, it's nice to know that he's turned up again.
Isn't it?
Let me see now. It must be 5 days since I scared the daylight out of him. Frankly, you know, I didn't think you'd hear from him again.
You surely didn't think your petty jealousy would put Bill off?
Yes.
I wish I hadn't burnt that letter. Then you could have read what I read.
Well, go on. I won't tell anyone.
Bill's waiting for me. Do you hear? Bill's waiting for me. He loves me and wants me to divorce you. He's waiting for me and loves me as you've never loved me.
When are you off, my dear? Oh, by the way, what did Scotland Yard say?
Scotland Yard?
Yes, weren't they pleased? You surely told them of your letter.
Why should I?
Well, really, my dear, the Yard have spent the most strenuous few days searching high and low for Bill Cronin, dead or alive. The police on the continent, in the States, they're still searching for him. And you know where he is. But you must tell them at once.
It was a private letter.
Now, just a minute. I come into this too, you know.
You?
But of course. Since you told me about the letter, I'd be an accessory if I kept the knowledge to myself. And there's the most awful penalty for that. Hundreds of pounds or jail or something. My course is plain.
Who are you phoning?
Scotland Yard.
Put that down. Put that down!
So, he's waiting for you and he loves you as I have never loved you. Well, well.
I hate you.
Bless you. Thanks, friend. Well, I see I still make the front page.
Yes, Bill, I've made you famous.
Thanks, pal. Yard investigates loss of memory theory. It appears I've complained of headaches recently.
Yeah, that was my scotch.
And I have no enemies. It says here. I don't mean to appear too inquisitive, but would you mind telling me what's in that room?
Just a sort of bath?
But I have a bath back in there.
Yeah, this is another sort of bath.
This isn't going to be another brides in the bath case, I hope. I'm no bride, you know.
You know, I can quite see what Storm liked about you.
How is Storm?
She's fine, just fine. By the way, she's had a letter from him.
She has? That's darn clever of her.
Yes, wasn't it? Hungry?
Yes, I could eat.
How did you sleep?
Okay, considering the cold. How about something warmer to wear?
There, I'll get you something. Everything all right in the bathroom?
Sure. Care to make a personal inspection?
Some other time. I'm sorry there's no hot water.
Oh, don't apologize, old man. It's nice of you to worry about the hot water, how things are in the bathroom. How do I sleep? You're too kind. You really are. Still, and I don't want you to think I'm ungrateful, but there are one or two more important things that I'd like to get cleared up. Such as, where am I? What am I doing here? How much longer do you expect a man to eat this garbage?
I'm sorry about the food. I really am, but it's very difficult for me.
Difficult for you? Look, a gag's a gag. You've scared me. Is that the general idea? Okay, so I'm scared. I'm sorry about Storm. I won't take her to dinner anymore. And now can I please go home?
You don't seem to realize there's more in this than me just trying to scare you or you're being sorry. A sensible and civilized husband doesn't object to other men admiring his wife. He can even understand her returning the admiration. But when this mutual attraction becomes a habit, and it's flaunted repeatedly under his very nose, under the impudent assumption that he's being deceived, why then the intelligence of the sensible and civilized husband is insulted, and he's reduced to the most insensible and uncivilized behavior. So you see, through you, I'm going to make my wife suffer for a long list of calculated insults. Yes, I'm going to kill you, Cronin.
By boring me to death.
And my wife's going to suspect that I killed you. She may even be certain of it, but she'll never be able to prove it.
You're breaking my heart, Clive.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, wait a minute. Aren't you going to explain some more about what I'm doing here?
No. See if you can work it out for yourself. Why I'm keeping you a prisoner instead of killing you right away. I did. It'll help you to pass the time. Well, good night, Bill. Sleep well.
About that letter.
Letter?
That letter from Bill Cronin.
Oh, that letter.
You knew there couldn't be a letter. Or any letter.
Did I?
Because you killed him, haven't you? You killed him that night I left you alone together in the lounge. So, you see, I have no alternative but to tell all I know to Scotland Yard.
My dear Storm, whether you believe that Bill is alive or dead in Mexico City or whether I killed him, one thing is quite certain, you won't go to Scotland Yard.
Why not?
You know that any investigation into my relationship with Bill Cronin will inevitably uncover your own indiscretions. And as you love your reputation more than your sense of duty, you won't jeopardize it by going to Scotland Yard.
You're quite sure of that?
I've never been more certain of anything.
I suppose you think I've gone nuts, huh, Joe? Well, I haven't. I might if you don't learn how to talk.
Hurt yourself. I brought your martinis.
Dry?
Very. And ice. They're in the white thermos.
Much obliged.
And, the chicken. And the, indigestion tablets you asked for.
You're too kind.
Oh, and, the paper.
Looks like we're in for a hard winter. Where am I?
Page 4, bottom of column 6.
Oh, slipping.
You're just a 9 days wonder. 26 to be exact.
Oh, dear, dear. I see the tall, dark, mysterious stranger with the American accent in Wigan came to nothing. Too bad. Thought they had something there.
How about books to pass the time?
Sure.
Anything in particular you'd like?
Well, it depends. If I had a broken leg, how long would it take to mend?
Oh, about 6 weeks. Why?
Well, I've heard that one of the greatest delights in life is to break your leg and read Boswell's Life of Samuel Johnson in bed. How about it? Have I got 6 weeks?
I'll bring you the first volume tomorrow.
Wait a minute. You're not going to leave yet, are you?
Well,
Can't you stick around a little while and talk? Gets kind of lonesome.
Oh, all right. Just for a few minutes. I must stick to my timetable. What shall we talk about?
War of nerves.
Politics?
No, no. This war of nerves. You, me. That perfect murder plan of yours. I've got it all figured out.
You have?
You haven't got one. Maybe one day you thought you had one. But now that you've got me here, it doesn't look so good. So you're stuck with me. So what do? You go ahead and kill me anyhow? No. Oh, no, you're too smart. You switch, and you hope I won't notice. The Cold War, the war of nerves, that's what you switch to. The mysterious hot water bottles, the dark room with the green light, the rubber gloves, the works. Fairly nicely staged, Clive, but it won't work. Oh, no. I've been through all that before, college. Only we do it much better. Kill me, Clive? You can't even get off the ground.
Don't you kid yourself. The way I'm going to kill you is immaterial. And the manner in which I dispose of your body presents no obstacles.
Keep whistling.
My plan is roughly this. I've taken out an insurance policy against being hanged. The premium being your captivity here for a few months. You're missing, there's been a hue and cry for you. But so far, I haven't come into the matter at all. But supposing, unbeknown to me, I am suspect. Supposing even now they're building up a case against me. And one day they find that I'm responsible for your disappearance. You see at once how awkward it would be if I had already murdered you.
Doesn't bear thinking about.
In theory, you're as good as dead. But should the necessity arise, you can be produced alive at any moment. And now, Bill, and this is most important, your transition from the living state to the dead won't add any further clues to those surrounding the mystery of your disappearance.
I want to congratulate you, Clive. I really want to hand it to you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, no. Well, do you like my plan?
Yes, not bad. Not at all bad. Well, I suppose I can learn Boswell's Life of Johnson by heart then, for all the good it'll do me.
Yes, I mustn't forget the first volume tomorrow.
Thanks, pal. Clive, just one little thing.
What?
When it comes down to it, you won't kill me. You're not the type.
You hang on to that, Bill. Good night, Miss Stevens.
Good night, Doctor.
Monty, come here. Monty, come here. Monty! 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 Monty, come here. Monty, where are you?
That was smart work, Monty. You're a clever little dog, aren't you?
Monty! Why, you old son of a gun, what a surprise. Come here, Monty. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. Come. Come on. Come on, Monty. Come. Oh, that's a good boy. Nice old fella. You come to visit old Monte Cristo, huh, pal?
Miss Stevens, have you seen Monty?
No, Monty hasn't been here.
Is my husband still working?
No, he left about 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes? Did he have the car here, do you know, or in the garage?
I really couldn't say.
Thank you, Miss Stevens.
Good night.
Good night.
Good old Monty. Good. Clyde, you couldn't have brought me a nicer present. I haven't talked to a human being in 4 months.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah. Hey, Monty, what goes on in that room, huh? Go see what's up and come back and tell me. Go on. Go.
Hello, Monty. You're going to be quite a problem.
Come, Monty. Come on. Attaboy. That's a good boy. Come on now. Tell us, what's it all about in there, huh? What'd you see? You gonna leave Monty with me, Clive? Oh, you're not leaving already? We got a lot to talk over, haven't we, old man?
No, as a matter of fact, I got half an hour to fill in before I'm sure the coast is clear.
Coast is clear?
Usually the outside world. Storm nearly followed me, thanks to him.
Good boy. Better luck next time.
I see you nearly finished Boswell. Would you like something else?
Yes. How about a Spanish dictionary and grammar? I've always wanted to learn Spanish. It seems like as good a time as any. Who knows? I may go to Spain one day.
You see now, you've been here 4 months and you've read Basel in 4 volumes. I should now recommend something in 1 volume. 1 thin volume. Tell me, do you believe in a life after death?
In a vague sort of way. Yeah, I suppose I do. I never banked on it, though, until recently.
I take it you're not particular about what happens to your body after you're dead.
No. No, I suppose the guy that gets blown to bits by a bomb and there's no remains to preserve afterward will make it, if there's anything to make.
The disposal of the body has always been one of the greatest problems facing the would-be murderer. Many excellently conceived and meticulously planned murders have failed when the moment arrives to do the disappearing trick with the remains. Burning would seem a very simple and tempting way out, but it usually fails when, to the murderer's horror, his victim's body simply refuses to turn to ashes. Burial in the garden, in the cellars, or the like, too often proves but a temporary hiding place. Taking the body to sea in a little boat and throwing it overboard, well weighted, it's not really to be recommended.
Oh, there must be plenty of quiet places in England. Why not just dig a sort of big hole and put me in?
Burial in some secluded spot. Definitely no.
Well, why not?
Well, you see, fate usually seems to decree that the spot which has remained secluded for centuries suddenly becomes the mecca of picnic parties, with dogs that dig holes unerringly in the grave.
Well, why not chop me up in little pieces and sort of sprinkle me around?
No, I can't feel remotely attracted.
Didn't I read of the case of a guy who shoved his victim into a trunk and checked the trunk in a cloakroom? How about that?
No, most old-fashioned. It's almost an English institution. And the percentage of failures is most discouraging. You can see I've given the matter quite a considerable amount of thought.
And you're stuck with it, and no way out. Oh, too bad.
On the contrary, I found a unique and effective way out.
Oh?
The answer to my problem was in those rubber water bottles. In there is a concentrate which I guarantee will dissolve every atom of flesh and bone in the human body within a few hours.
Congratulations.
The formula's not complex.
Should have quite a sale.
My main problem was to assure that the solution had the desired effect upon the flesh without reacting in a similar fashion towards iron, steel, brass, lead, and other metals used in plumbing arrangements.
So I'm to be poured down the drain, is that it?
Exactly. You'll appreciate the convenience. Any questions?
I don't want you to think that I'm trying to poke holes in your little scheme or trying delaying tactics or anything like that.
How do you mean?
But are you sure this mixture of yours really works?
Oh, dear, I wish you hadn't reminded me of that. You see, our little chat has quite made me forget a very unhappy decision I've been forced to make. Here, Monty. Here, boy. You see, I've no alternative. Our little friend followed me here once. He'd do it again.
That's your idea of a gag. You've sure got a corny sense of humor.
Come along, Monty.
Oh, Clive, for Pete's sakes. Come here, Monty. Come here. Come here. Come on. Here, Monty. Come on.
Monty.
Clive, you wouldn't, you couldn't. Here, Monty. Come here, boy. Come on.
Monty. Here.
Come here, boy.
Monty. Come on.
Come, Monty. Come on. Monty. No.
Yes, boy.
Oh, no. Clive. Oh, Clive! Here, Monty. Come on. Monty, come here. Monty. Come. Monty, come here, boy. Monty. Oh, please. Come on, you fool. Monty. Oh, attaboy. Good dog. Oh, you dumb dog. You.
Give me that dog.
Come and get him. Good boy. Good boy.
Well, I understood that any dog that is lost is taken to Battersea Dogs Home immediately. Aitken, come here. Will you have his description? Please phone me the moment you find him. Did you do that?
The advertisement will appear in tomorrow morning's Times and Telegraph, and in the evening news, Standard and Star tomorrow night.
All right.
The
Look
cost
out.
of the...
Where's Monty?
Monty?
Yes, where is he? He's with you, isn't he?
Well, why should he be with me?
He slipped his collar and ran after you to the garage.
Well, it's calling then.
Not this garage. At your rooms.
Oh, that garage.
Well, where is he?
My dear Storm, I quite understand you being overwrought if you lost your dog. Why take it out on me?
He wouldn't run away from me for nothing. He saw you and ran after you. You must have seen him.
Maybe have dinner. I'm hungry.
Aitken! Aitken! Dinner.
Yes, ma'am.
If he's really lost, you'd better try Bannister.
Thanks.
Or we might think of putting an advertisement in one of the papers.
I do wish you wouldn't put your coat on my bed.
He was a dear little chap. Don't worry, he'll probably turn up.
Oh, Dr. Reardon?
Yes?
My name's Finsbury.
I'm sorry, but I don't see patients after hours.
No, I suppose not.
Perhaps if you'd care to telephone in the morning for an appointment.
I'm afraid we're at cross purposes. I'm sorry if I misled you.
So you're not a patient?
No, I'm afraid I'm not. A pleasant room. May I sit down?
Yes, of course.
I expect you'd like to know what I'm doing here. Quite. Well, it's about a dog I believe you lost. A dog answering to the name of, it's here in your advertisement. Yes, here it is. Monty. That's the name. White. No markings. Oh, I say, I do apologize for breaking in on you like this.
Have you found the dog?
No, I haven't, actually.
Well, then I don't understand.
I was wondering if you could elaborate on this description.
No, I'm afraid I can't.
Or perhaps give some more details as to how the dog was lost.
Do I understand you're proposing to search for the dog?
In a sort of way. It's part of my job, you see.
What job?
Yes. I'm from Scotland Yard. We get the silliest jobs sometimes.
Scotland Yard looking for a lost dog?
I wondered myself, but I suppose strings were pulled. You know how these things are handled sometimes. And I was given my instructions and a statement made by Mrs. Reardon.
My wife went to Scotland Yard?
Why, yes. Surely she told you.
No. Have you my wife's statement with you?
I have, as a matter of fact.
May I see it?
Certainly.
No, I'm afraid I can't add anything further.
Oh, that is disappointing. You were our last hope.
Yes, it's a pity, isn't it? He was a dear little chap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's awfully nice of you to have taken so much trouble.
Not at all.
And perhaps you'll thank your superior at the Yard.
Of course. I certainly thank my superior.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be patronizing. But I take it that you're a comparatively new recruit?
Oh, dear, and I try so hard to look wise and worldly.
By the way, what is your rank? Is that the word?
Yes, that's the word. I'm a superintendent.
You're the superintendent, Finsbury?
Yes.
Really? I've always wanted to meet a crime specialist.
Interested in murder, Doctor?
Well, in an amateurish sort of way, yes.
Don't be modest. All murderers are amateurs, you know. Nobody makes a profession out of murder. In fact, the only professionals in the game are those who try and catch the murderers. Perhaps you hadn't thought of that.
No, I hadn't.
Goodbye. say, I'm most frightfully sorry to worry you again like this.
I see you're interested in my trains as well as my dog.
Yes. There was one small point I completely forgot, and I really didn't fancy worrying you again in your consulting room.
Well?
It's really frightfully unimportant, but as I'm here...
Carry on.
Well, you remember a young fellow, what was his name? Disappeared some months ago. A friend of yours. Oh, what was his name?
Cronin. Bill Cronin.
That's right, Cronin. We made several inquiries about him, didn't we? And as far as I remember, you couldn't help us much.
No, poor old Bill.
Poor Bill?
Well, I suppose something pretty awful must have happened to him, don't you?
Oh, I don't know. He might have got himself into some sort of a jam and thought the best thing to do was to disappear.
Bill in a jam?
Yes. With a girl, for instance. Married woman, perhaps.
Oh, no, not him.
You think that's so impossible?
Well, not impossible, but extremely unlikely.
Really? Well, not everybody shares your high opinion of Mr. Cronin.
How do you mean?
I was thinking about an anonymous letter we had at the yard soon after Cronin disappeared. I wouldn't have brought it up, actually, but as I'm here about the dog, I hope you won't think I'm meddling in your private affairs.
What on earth are you talking about?
Well, someone or other wrote to us and said that Cronin had been having an intrigue with a married woman, even mentioned the lady's name.
Oh?
You'll be awfully annoyed. The lady in the case was your wife.
My wife?
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Well, this chap, you know, the letter writer, went on and hinted that because of this, you had something to do with Cronin's disappearance.
My wife and Bill? Fantastic. May I see the letter?
Oh, I don't carry that sort of nonsense about with me.
Well, why didn't you come to me at once?
Oh, no, we're reasonably circumspect. We don't necessarily believe all the tales we're told in anonymous letters. We checked up, and as we could find no confirmation of any such, shall I say, surreptitious friendship between Mrs. Reardon and Cronin, we decided not to upset you needlessly.
That was very nice of you.
And do I take it, then, that as far as you were aware, there was no intrigue between your wife and Cronin?
But of course not.
You had no reason to threaten Cronin or desire his death?
Certainly not.
Well, good night, Doctor.
Hi, pal. Bizonia. No eats tonight, Monty. Don't like the looks of that, old son. Clive? Clive? I say, Clive. Is this it? Tonight? I'd rather know.
Oh, I see what you mean. No, this is not it. On the contrary.
Oh?
The unexpected has happened. The alert continues. You have, in fact, been granted a reprieve.
I have?
Temporarily.
For how long?
Well, that depends.
On what?
On my assumption being correct that Scotland Yard is bluffing and knows precisely nothing.
Scotland Yard? Are they in on this?
They are.
What do you know?
Boy, Monty, Scotland Yard, did you hear what he said? What do you know?
As a matter of fact, their representatives were not 50 yards from this place just 10 minutes ago.
They were? And when you came on down here anyhow? They'll follow you, won't they?
Well, why should they? Don't you realize that I'm acting on the assumption that they know nothing? They'd hardly imagine that I'd pay daily visits to a man that disappeared 5 months ago, would they?
No, I guess not. Sure got a nerve, Clive.
The important thing at the moment is not to deviate one iota from my plan, not to panic, or to make the mistake so often made by murderers.
What's that?
Of assuming that the police know more than they do. Crippen was a classic case in point. It was only because he fled from the country that he attracted attention to himself. I'll bid you good night in complete confidence that I shall hear no more from the gentleman from Scotland Yard.
Get that money? You got some more time. Come on, old boy, now, school's in. Let's see what you can remember now. Now, sit down, sit down. Hold, Monty, hold. Good boy. That's a good boy. You're learning fast now. Once more. Sit down, sit down. Hold, Monty.
Oh, hello, Doctor. I really can't apologize enough. My mind, you know, definitely going. There was another little point I forgot.
Yes?
Could I see your gun?
How did you know that I had a gun?
Oh, some young fellow at the yard was checking over licenses the other day. Nothing better to do, you know. May I see it?
Of course.
Ah, thank you. You keep this fully loaded?
Naturally.
Have you fired it lately?
No.
When did you last fire it?
Oh, I don't know, weeks ago.
Well, try and remember.
I've been very patient with you so far, Finsbury. But I warn you, I'm getting sick and tired of your investigations. It's a nice state of affairs if a man can't accidentally fire his own gun in his own drawing room without Scotland Yard pestering him as if he was a criminal. It's outrageous.
Where's the bullet?
What bullet?
The one you accidentally fired when you were...
You've got so much time to waste. Why don't you go and get a warrant and search for the bullet?
I don't think that will be necessary. Yes, there we are. Now for the bullet. How's that? Well, I think this clears matters up, Doctor. I'm terribly sorry if I've upset you by appearing to hound you from pillar to post all day, but I have to check up on these silly little points, or I get a rap over the knuckles. Pure routine, you know. Red tape.
Red tape.
May I borrow this for a few days?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me show you out.
Oh, thank you. Exceptional weather we've been having lately.
Exceptional.
Well, thanks again, Doctor. I'm so glad we've been able to have our little chats without dragging your wife into them.
Quite. Good night.
Good night.
No, boy, not now.
Clive? Tonight?
You know, you don't seem to realize that...
All right, man, I don't want to speak. I just want to know, is it tonight, yes or no?
No, not quite. You know, I don't expect you to believe me, but these last few months have been getting me down almost as much as they have you. I, too, will be glad when it's all over.
Thanks, pal. Well, at least I taught you to make a decent martini. Any more visits from the Scotland Yard guy?
No.
Must have been onto something, he must have.
I thought so, too, at first.
First? Not now?
No, not now.
Why not?
Because now I know exactly where I stand.
Well? Well, go on.
Well, you always want to make speeches. Go on, speak!
You see, it's just a question of logic. Reason told me that the Scotland Yard guy made a leading mistake when he came to my house. There were only 3 people who knew the location of the spent bullet. You, myself, and Storm. Yet Mr. Finsbury went straight to the filled-in hole. Now, who could have told him? I didn't, and you didn't.
Was that all?
No. Consider the anonymous letter, which he almost forgot to mention. Now, you and Storm would be much too smart to let anyone else know about your secret intrigue. Yet Finsbury knew all the facts. Who could have told him?
Storm, huh?
Exactly. My underestimation of her feelings towards me might have been a serious mistake. But instead, thanks to her, I've stood the test of a Scotland Yard inquiry. They checked up on her story and found precisely nothing. It'll be just her word against mine. And you know, you ought to be very grateful. You've got a few weeks' reprieve, which, I regret to say, will soon come to an end.
Clive. Clive, you've forgotten one thing.
What's that?
You haven't got it back yet.
What?
The gun. They haven't given it back to you, have you? It's still at Scotland Yard.
But there's no further interest in the gun now.
That's what you think now. But you're wrong. They're not hanging on to it for nothing, you know. They must have a reason. Don't kid yourself. This case isn't closed. They haven't given it back yet.
Good night.
The gun! The gun, Clive! Why didn't they give you back the gun? Come on, Monty boy. You've got very much more time. You've done it once before, buddy. You better do it again. Come on now, boy. Good dog. Good dog. Now, hold. Hold. Well, come on. Don't just sit there and look at it. Hold. Attaboy. Attaboy. Good boy. Tug. Tug. Attaboy. Oh, look out. Oh, no, no, boy. No, no. Bad dog, Monty. Bad dog. Never fall in, no. Hold, but never fall in. Never.
Yes?
Excuse me, sir. There's a gentleman to see you.
Who is it?
Mr. Finsbury, sir.
Ask him to come down.
Very good.
Oh, hello, Doctor.
This is a pleasure.
So this is how you spend your Saturday afternoons?
Pretty strenuous.
Terrific collection you have here.
Not bad.
My word. You have gone to town. Oh, when I think of it, my memory, you know, your gun. Sorry we kept it so long.
Oh, thanks. Then you're not going to hang me or anything dreadful like that?
Oh, good heavens, no. It's been floating around my office for weeks. I've been up to my eyes in the Lawrence murder.
Any luck?
Yes, as a matter of fact. I made an arrest this morning. Oh, may I? Royal Scot 460. Nice jobs, weren't they? I say, this isn't right.
What isn't?
Tender. Those flares shouldn't be there. Sides should be straight.
No, they shouldn't.
I think you'll find...
I assure you you're wrong. You see, in 1927, when the Royal Scot came out, they did have those straight-sided tenders. But in 1937, they introduced those curved ones.
Sorry, my mistake. Not bad for a psychiatrist.
Thanks, pal. Would you care for a drink?
Well, I'm off duty. Yes, I'd love one.
You know, I've never gone in for any strenuous form of exercise. I've always got my relaxation in a complete mental change like this.
Good idea.
All the same, I've been feeling a bit run down lately, so I've planned to take holiday in a few days when I've got 1 or 2 things cleared up.
Half your luck. Well, cheers, Doctor.
Cheers.
Where were you thinking of going?
Oh, I don't know, Cannes or somewhere where it's sunny. I suppose it's all right for me to leave the country. I mean, you won't think I'm running away, guilty conscience or anything, like Crippen.
Oh, I see what you mean. No, you can go to the North Pole if you feel like it.
Well, thanks, pal.
Well, if you'll excuse me, Doctor, I mustn't keep my chaps waiting any longer. Oh, don't bother. I can find my own way out.
Well, goodbye, Superintendent.
Cheerio, Doctor. Have a good holiday.
Thanks.
Well, you can go back and book off. I'm walking home.
Very good, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
$5.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Listen, pal, only $5. There's a lifetime of work gone into a book like this. Sent me back $20 a year ago. But it's yours for $5. On account of I'm going home, Steve.
Thanks, pal.
The finest address book in the European theater. Hey, let me give you an idea of the material. Betty. Yeah, Betty. Oh, when I think of Betty, her eyes, blue, they bore right through you. And when you're dancing, why, Betty alone's worth the $5.
Thanks, pal.
Rita. Brunette. That's Rita. Brunette. That's our best feature. Gorgeous hair.
Thanks, pal.
Maybe I don't appreciate the spade work that's gone into a book like this.
Hello? Yes, Mrs. Railton speaking.
Superintendent Finsbury here. Thanks, pal. Yes, thanks, pal.
Thanks, pal. Well, no, it doesn't sound like Clive at all.
It doesn't, does it? Just sort of struck me. You know how these things do from time to time. Your husband's English vocabulary seems quite adequate, you know. I mean, it did seem so odd to hear him borrow from our cousins across the sea. Does he know many Americans?
No, I don't think so. Except, well, the only person I can think of who used to say, thanks, pal, a lot was Bill, Mr. Cronin.
Well, I can't explain it all on the phone. In fact, I really can't explain it at all. It's only a hunch, and I may be chasing my shadow. But it does strike me that a man who is so precise in his speech doesn't start using Americanisms unless he's seeing rather a lot of at least one American.
But he hasn't seen Bill for months, as you know.
I'm not so sure. I have a hunch that Bill is still alive.
Alive? Bill alive?
Yes. Well, as soon as you can, then. I'll be waiting.
Yes, I'll be there. I don't know whether I can get there immediately. I must see what Clive's doing. I can't wait to see him. Goodbye.
Storm. How about a drink before dinner?
No, thanks.
Well, don't just stand there. Come in and sit down. I'd like to talk to you. Who was that on the telephone just now? I said, who was that on the telephone?
Oh, Jane.
Jane.
Jane Halsey.
A very masculine voice, isn't she?
I see. You listened, of course. How much did you hear?
Just enough to know you're about to sneak off to keep a secret rendezvous with some man or other.
You're quite right. It wasn't Jane. Now, who was it? Michael or John? Perhaps it was Robert. It's so difficult for you, isn't it?
It wasn't Bill, though, was it? I said it wasn't Bill, though, was it?
It could have been.
But surely you remember you said I'd killed him.
I thought you had. But you've killed Monty instead.
I really don't see the connection.
You kill a man. You take a risk. Oh, no. You'd sooner take it out on a poor, defenseless dog. You fooled me for a while, until you got hold of Monty that afternoon. Then I saw right through you. You bribed or scared Bill away, and then took it out on my dog. Very brave, very brave. But Bill's still alive. I know he is.
So that's it.
That's exactly it.
I see. I see you need convincing.
Superintendent Finsbury, please, and please hurry. It's terribly urgent. Well, can you get a message to him? It's a matter of life and death. This is Mrs. Riordan speaking. Yes, that's right. Tell him to come here to my house at once. It's as fast as he can. Thank you.
Something happened?
You're right. Bill's alive, but my husband's just gone off in his car. He's going to kill him.
Oh, really? Are you sure?
We had a quarrel about you. My husband thought that you and I were... Oh, for heaven's sake, do something.
Well, can't exactly follow all that, but you can explain it later, eh? Let's concentrate on finding Cronin, shall we?
What are you going to do?
The quickest way to find Cronin, if my hunch is right, is to find your husband. And the quickest way to find your husband is to find his car. Hello? Superintendent Finsbury here. Send out a general call. Find a grey Austin saloon, registration number... What is the registration number, Mrs. Riordan?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Can you find it?
I should think so. It ought to be among his papers in his desk.
Hang on a minute.
These look like car papers.
Yes, that's right. Here's an insurance certificate. AYT 186.
That's it.
Is that an extension?
Yes.
Hello. Still there? Send out a general call. Find Grey Austin Saloon. Registration number AYT 186.
Late.
Saturday, no office hours.
Is it? Saturday again?
Hungry?
Yeah. Thirsty, too.
Here are the martinis.
Thanks.
Yeah. I brought you a cold chicken. I know it's your favorite.
Thanks. Condemned man ate a hearty breakfast, huh? Where are the indigestion tablets?
I'm sorry, I forgot them.
Fine thing. Papers?
They're outside. I'll get them in a minute.
Service is deteriorating around here. Well, martinis seem to be holding up anyhow. Care for one, Clive?
No, not tonight.
I must say I admire your husband, Mrs. Reardon. Amazingly bright idea. Most original. And ingenious. I think I can see it all now. Except, I wonder what he proposed to do with the body when the time came.
How can you just sit there?
Well, dear Mrs. Reardon, what else can I do? Are you sure my pipe isn't worrying you?
Is this really Scotland Yard in action?
Well, the wheels are in motion. Some of us serve who only sit and wait, you know. Not much point in my charging around all over London by myself. Big place, London. I must show you London sometime. You'll be astonished.
What's the matter, Clive? Not beating your chops like you usually do. What goes on over there? More preparations for the big night?
Bloodstains, you know, are an awful giveaway. Dismemberment is a terribly messy business. Are you feeling groggy?
Yeah,
How about another martini?
I guess I will.
There have been 2 authenticated and 3 hypothetical cases of a murderer taking the perfect precautions against bloodstains. If one takes off all one's clothes before starting work and there's a bathroom handy for afterwards, the menace of blood-stained clothes is obviously removed. How are you feeling?
Kind of woozy. Martini sort of hit me. I taught you too well. You know what I need is a little exercise and fresh air. How about a little walk around the block, Clive? Coming? Oh, no. No, you don't worry me. You won't do anything until you get that gun back.
This gun was returned to me within the last hour.
It was?
Hello. There's a nice pussy, eh? What's your name? AYT 186.
Keeping the victim alive for a few months until one sees which way the wind is blowing before actually finishing him off. That's a jolly good idea, you know. Sort of insurance policy.
How can you sit there and do nothing?
Hello? Yes, speaking. Okay. Yes, I've got it. I'll be right down. Send another car along. Oh, and you better have them take a surgeon. There you are. How's that for service?
Where is he?
His car's in his own garage in Culross Mews. Full of surprises, isn't it?
Shall I come with you?
No, you better stay here if you don't mind.
So you finally got the gun back, huh? So your great Scotland Yard finally threw in the sponge, huh? You got everything figured out right down to the last detail, haven't you?
Yes, Granny. In all humility, I honestly believe I have.
Well, what are you waiting for? You got everything figured out except one little thing, haven't you? And that's how to do it. You can't do it, can you? When it comes down to it, you're nothing but a blowhard and a big talker. You have
haven't killed me yet.
Yes, I have. It was in the martinis.
The martinis. No. Oh. No, I won't. Get rid of it. Joke's on you, pal. Take a look at the bag. You've got a body on your hands.
Not for long.
Evening, Dr.
This is it, sir. I locked it, sir.
Was it open?
It was open, sir. I pulled it to on it. Thought the owner had forgotten.
Where's the car?
Inside, sir.
You locked the car? Inside?
Yes, sir.
Well, where is it?
In there. He locked the door, and now he thinks the car's inside, but he's not sure.
Break in. Well, the doctor's not here.
Well, what do we do?
Clear our cars away and hang around here in case he shows up. I'll go and take a look in his consulting room. That's funny.
Listen to the switch here.
Oh, what's this one for?
Power, I suppose. Amateurish looking job, isn't it?
Where do you suppose those lead to? Let's have a look. Constable, the torch.
Excuse me, sir. Will there be anything more tonight, sir?
No, I'm waiting for someone. Oh, show that gentleman over here.
No, that's all right.
Good evening, Mr. Finsbury. You're late.
I'm sorry. I was detained.
Do sit down, please.
Thanks.
You see, I was expecting you.
I'm on duty, I'm afraid. We found your dog.
Congratulations.
One moment.
Don't worry. If that were my intention, one quick bite, much easier. So you win after all, Mr. Finsbury. I still think it was a good idea, though.
They always are, to amateurs.
Hmm. You know, now that it's all over, I can see my mistake clearly.
You can?
A fundamental mistake that grew into an obsession. I felt the only way out of the situation between my wife and myself was to kill the next man that made love to her. Are you married, Mr. Finsbury?
No. I've often thought about it. The trouble is, I've thought about it so long, I'm afraid I've missed the bus.
Just one of life's little jokes, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It points out our mistakes too late for us to profit by them.
Thanks. It might interest you to know that you're the only clever would-be murderer I've come across who's in a position to profit by his mistakes. It'll be interesting to know how much you've learned. Bill Cronin is alive. Just barely, but alive.
Oh.
Shall we be getting along?
I forget, what's the penalty for a near miss?
Oh, it varies. In any case, they won't chain you up, you know.
Some visitors for you. You may go in, Mrs. Reardon.
Thank you.
Well, hello there, Storm. This is a surprise. Hello, Monty.
How are you, Bill?
Oh, coming along fine. Should be out of here in a few days.
I'm so glad. Bill, I expect you've wondered why I haven't been in to see you before.
No, I haven't been wondering.
The shock and everything.
Oh, sure.
Clive, you know.
Yeah, sure.
I thought I'd like to drop in to see how you were.
Oh, I'm fine.
And to say goodbye.
Goodbye? You going away?
My doctors want me to have a holiday, so I'm going on a long sea trip.
Oh, swell. Where are you going?
South America, Mexico.
Oh, you'll love Mexico. Going alone?
No. Monty's coming with me, of course.
Oh, Monty, yeah. You'll find he's a wonderful companion.
When we get back, we really must get together again.
Yes, we must.
I'll leave it to you to get in touch with me.
Yes, you leave it to me.
Well, I really must go now. I have a hair appointment.
Mustn't be late for that.
Bye, Bill.
Goodbye, Storm.
Think of me sometimes.
I have an idea I'll never forget you as long as I live.
Monty! Monty, come here!